Logan, news that Bobby McMahon goes up to the Leafs for an opportunity to get his first opportunity. Your thoughts about his play and what he's brought to this team?
He's a horse. I think it's well deserved. I'm, obviously very happy for him. I hope he goes up there and kind of shows them what he can do. A lot of times when you get called up, you're kind of not really being evaluated even in your first couple of games. It's more so just try to show you what it's like to be there, and I hope he goes there and kind of runs away with it. I think he has everything that it takes to be a National Hockey League player. Just go up there and do it. I think he's strong, he's fast, he can shoot the puck. He plays hard. He gets in. He's not afraid to go into the dirty areas. I think to me, he's going to be a National Hockey League player, and I think it's just up to him when he wants to do it.
Can you think back to that moment for you? You get an opportunity. Can it seem just a little overwhelming?
Yeah, for sure. And that's what I mean by not your first and second, third game. You're not necessarily being evaluated. You're just kind of getting rewarded for what you've done. But it's up to you to still kind of put a good impression up there and just show them what you've worked so hard for your whole life to do. And I think it is overwhelming sometimes, but I think it's just all about feeling comfortable, but don't try to step outside of what your game is. And I think for him, his game is simple. It's put pucks north and get into the hard areas, and that's what he's been doing. He's been scoring a lot of goals doing it.
As much as it might be about the player, just about the person too. You see him on a day-to-day basis. What is it like to see the person get to go up as well as the player?
Yeah, I think it's awesome. Especially, I kind of like being around when people get their first call up. It's pretty exciting, watching the emotions that the people go through. But it was on a day off. But I think everyone in this room is a good person. We have good people in here, and it doesn't matter who get called up. I think everyone's happy for each other. Which is kind of a big thing that's making us successful right now is just we're playing for each other and playing as a team. And I think you could ask anyone in there right now and they'd be over the moon that Bobby got the call.
Well, Greg, Nick and I were actually just talking. We feel like we've asked you about Bobby McMahon about 50 times over the course of this season. How do you feel about him getting his opportunity to show what he can do at the NHL level?
Yeah, it's great. He's getting a call up and well-deserved for the play that he's had this season. In very subtle ways, he does some heavy lifting for us and some things that are really hard in the game that doesn't always translate to the score sheet, but as of late, now he's finding the score sheet and helping us win hockey games.
Guy comes off an injury of 15 games, I think it was, and you see him make an impact right away. What does that tell you about him, his character, his work ethic?
Yeah, his preparation and his process is pretty impressive. Takes care of his body really well. Works hard in the weight room. Rest, recovery, everything else that comes along with being a pro, how he eats. And then obviously his work ethic on the ice every day and being a good teammate has been top notch.
Where do you see his success lying in the National Hockey League and the speed that they play that game?
At that level, it's his powerful stride, being able to get to the net. He has an amazing shot. He gets it off really well, too, in some tight spaces. And even if he's going away from the net, he can pick corners pretty well in an uncomfortable situation. But his physicality is going to be important for him at that level. He's got to be really hard to play against. Use the strength that he has to dominate and physically impose himself.
Just seeing the person, Bobby McMahon, go up, what does it feel like for you to see that?
Anytime any of our players get this opportunity, our staff's really thrilled for them. It's not easy. It's not easy to get to that level, and anytime a player spends their whole life chasing their dream to get their first call up, it's a pretty special moment.